Hello and welcome. Good morning on this August bank holiday Monday morning here in the UK. So lovely to have you join me live. If you're here live, do pop on and say hello if you are enjoying a lie-in this morning or just a more leisurely breakfast, or indeed if you're joining us from outside elsewhere in the world, and perhaps it's not a bank holiday at all for you. But yeah, but I thought I'd come in anyway, so I'm a few minutes late, but you know, pottering around a little bit on this August bank holiday morning. So let me just come in and introduce myself a little bit more. So this is me. My website, www.loveaduckie.co.uk, and that's where you can go to find all my blog posts and links to shops and links to classes and all of those things. That's my hub, and also the place where you can go and sign up to receive my newsletter or sign up to get notifications of new blog posts. You'll find all of that over on my website. And wherever you are looking for me in social media world, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, you'll find me under the name of Love-a-Duckie. So do go and hunt me out and join in the fun. Lovely to have you along for the ride. So let me let me just highlight some of the upcoming classes. Oh, and that actually says for August. Now I've been in and changed all of these. Let me remove that, and let me remove this one, and let me bring up some other slides. Let me bring up this one, just to let you know that it is indeed the last few days of celebration. We've only got another couple of days of celebration. It will finish on, was it Wednesday? Where are we? Yes, Wednesday. Celebration will finish on Wednesday. So you only got this last couple of days to get on there and to shop and to to host an event or to do something that will generate lots of, you know, enough income of £275 worth of sales in order to get those freebies in that wonderful celebration catalogue. So you've got lots of things to choose from, whether you're putting in a £45 order or whether you're putting in a £90 order. There are choices there that can be made to pick for your freebies. I'm sorry, I'm sort of also sort of trying to add in slides. That's better. Upcoming classes and events for September. We got there. Let's have a look at the first one first. This one. Okay, so in September, I have got a bit of a holiday coming up towards the end of this week for a week or so, but we're coming back with lots of classes that are going to be held during September. We've got a technique class that's going to use the pearls and the puff paint. We did have a bit of play with those on one of our lives a few weeks ago. We've got a stamper stack where we're going to be using the Regal Reindeer bundle. So that will be fun. That stamper stacks are creating 6 cards, 2 each, of 3 different designs. Obviously, they will be Christmas cards using that lovely Regal Reindeer bundle. There's a Saturday Stampers coming up that's going to be on the theme of autumn. Lots of sort of, you know, nice oranges and reds and autumnal colours and autumn themed cards, which are going to be fabulous as we head into September and beyond, October, November. Those lovely sort of autumnal colours and sort of autumn themed cards. So do come and check out that Saturday Stampers. It's an all-day event from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, you'll have sort of lots of inspiration. It's a bit of a card buffet. You come along and choose. You get kit that will allow you to make all of the cards, all of the 10 samples that are on display, but you get on the day can play with which ones you want to. Bit of a card birthday, bit of pick and choose, and there's always other samples there as well for you to have a look at. So they're normally really fun days. So do come and join us for that one. Also in September, there is an evening version of the Regal Reindeer class. So if you can't make the daytime one and would still like to come and join us for a class, do come and join us for that evening version. The kit class. Now, I am probably going to change the name of these classes because it makes it sound like it's only in the post, but it isn't. It is a class that I run in person, but you can also have the option to have it in a kit, but you actually get a kit of product that's going to enable you to create the 5 cards that are as part of the class, but you're also going to have bits left over to take away with you to carry on creating. So inspiration on the day and product to take away with you. But as I say, you can have that as an in-post option. And the kit class for September is using the Heron Habitat bundle. And then not in September, but fast coming up, towards the end of October, we've got our autumn all-day retreat. So I have got a few spaces left on that. If you would like to come and join us for that fabulous all-day event, 9 in the morning till 8 in the evening, not 9 in the morning till 8 in the evening, fully catered, a bundle of goodies, lots of value in that, a really great day. So do come and join us for that. So that is all of our upcoming classes. I think I've managed to get through all the slides and sort those out. Okay, so let's come in and have a little look at what we're going to play with today. So let me bring in my downward facing camera. And you'll see, I've got rather bizarrely, just a pack of glimmer paper here. This is going to be our focus, is we're going to have a bit of a play with this 6x6 pack of red and white, real red and white glimmer paper that is available in the July to December catalogue. So let me just add that in and bring up comments. So morning, Jane. Oh, Jane, that would be lovely if you want to pop over. I know it's a bit of a trek, but if you would love to pop over and join us one day, we would love to have you. If ever you happen to be passing in this direction. Okay, so red and white glimmer paper. It just shouts Christmas, doesn't it? Particularly that red. Rudolph's noses, Christmas hats, all of those sorts of things. Morning, Lee. Lovely to have you catching up live. So gorgeous, gorgeous glimmer paper. And we're going to have a bit of a play with it, bit of a theme, some of the things that we can do with this glimmer paper to add a bit of razzle dazzle to our Christmas cards. Right. I've got out the dots and spots die. And I've got the Christmas Scotties here, because there's a few little bits we could add to those Christmas Scotties to make that a good fun little Christmas project. My little present dinner has popped out from somewhere. Where are you in this matte little present inner? There you are, just up there. Okay, let's pop you back on there. Okay, so we've got our little Scotty dogs. We've played with these before. We've got this nice little rug background. We've got, yeah, lots of fun things on there. So I think I'm going to take this rug to start with. Just here. And I'm going to bring in my stuffed varieties. As always, I have, things floating around in my head. We just hope that they work out. I've got some window sheet here. Actually got it on my shopping list to get some more. Oh, a bit of window sheet has gone inside that bag just there. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself a little bit of this window sheet, and it wants to be wide enough for this rug, so I'm going to go about 6 centimetres. About 6.5. Yeah, I'll go bigger rather than smaller. I'm going to leave it a bit longer than I need it to, just so that I've got something to attach my magnets to. Now I'm going to need I haven't got a mat in there. Let's get one. There we go. Let's put a magnet on there and a magnet on there. And let's lay that down just there. Give that a bit of a press. Okay. Nope. It's sticking to the acetate as well as it's sticking to the oh, for goodness sake. Gotcha. The acetate is sticky, as well as the plate that we're picking it up with. Right, I've got some stays on here. It's now going to stick to that mat. Not doing very well here, are we? Right, I just need you to sit on that mat. Doesn't need to be straight or this stamp is obviously very sticky, and stays on and photopolymer tend to stick together. I'm just going to grab, hopefully, my stays on re-inker. I'm going to put a bit of ink on here, I think. Let that sink in just a moment. Right, let's now ink up this stamp with some stays on. Got a hair on there. Let's get rid of that. Got very inky fingers. I can also see a hair on that stamp. Or a bit of fluff or something going on. Well, this is proving to be more complicated than we wanted it to be, isn't it? There we go. Let's lay that on there and let's press. Let's keep our fingers crossed that that's going to put down some ink on that piece of window sheet. That's frustrating, but I think we can work with it. Let me just get something on whites and pinks. That was far more complicated than we needed it to be on this Monday morning. Hey ho, I'm going to pop the top and that stays on. Put it to one side for now. Because what I want to do, let me move this out of the way. Hopefully it's stamped round the edge. It will give us enough of an edge, and if not, we will abandon it. Make a bit of an inky matte. Bit of a checked rug. No, I'm not convinced by that. I'm going to abandon that. We will come back to that sort of a technique in a minute with a different stamp. But for now, let us continue. Let's take our dots and spots die. Let's take a little bit of black cardstock. Let's cut this to, I'm going to go 9 centimeters squared. I'm going to take some red Glimmer paper and I'm going to go 9.3, so not quite 9.5. 9.3. I'm going to take this piece of black card just here and I'm going to run it through with the dots and spots. Die cutting, die, full stop. Dear oh dear, lost the power of speech. Run that through. Add a bit of a tap and we get this lovely holy effect. Hi Glenda. What I shall do is attach that to that and have that gorgeous red glimmer coming through on there. Nice. Now, I think we will have, just thinking what colour Scotty dog to have. Now, this is the dog that we can use to punch out. I think this is the dog we will go with. And I think I'm going to get some white embossing powder. And I will need to find a heat gun. Hold your horses, heat gun, and some Versamark. So let's have a white doggy, I think. Oh, come here, doggy. And let's ink him up with Versamark. I'm going to bring in, hopefully, piercing mat to put underneath, because he is quite a biggish solid image. Always worth having a bit of a image underneath there, a bit of a piercing mat underneath there. So of course at the moment you can't really see very much, and we are doing white on white, but it will just give him a little bit of texture. We'll be able to see the eye. Excuse me. That's the we're doing really well today. That heating gun has been sitting in my bag, and I think it's got some dust in it. That's what's just popped out the end as it's blown. Let's try that once more. Let's stamp ourselves another doggy, and hopefully we won't get a puff of dust. I've never had that happen before. As I say, it was the one that has been just sitting in my craft bag behind me. Heat tool I normally use was used in a class the other day and has not made its way back to its normal spot. So I'd grabbed a second one, which obviously was a bit dusty. I know it was smelling a bit dusty. I wasn't expecting it to puff a bit dusty. Shall we try that again? Do you think we're going to have one of those days where everything that can go wrong will? Let's try once more with feeling. Right, there he is. I'm going to come in with a black watercolour pencil and just colour in his eye. Let's punch him out. There he is. And then let's take a little bit of red glimmer. And we'll do him a red glimmery bow. He's rather festive, isn't he? rather fun. Just having a look what scraps white I've got. No, let's some thick basic. There's a bit of ordinary white. Let's cut this at 14.4 by 10. Let's have, I think, a black card base. I will cut that in half and then score in half, cut in half, score in half, 14.9 and 10.5 if you're using metric cardstock. 5.5, cut at 5.5, scored at 4.25 if you are using he's cute, isn't he? Get some green red, I think. Oh. And I'm going to take this long twirly ribbon stamp. Scotty dog is very cute, isn't he? One little Scotty dog. Just sit to one side a minute. Have a H block. Now, do we want this to go all over? Do we just want some top and bottom? Let's might do on top and bottom. Love this swirly stamp, it's rather fun. And then what should we have as a greeting? Should we have may your days be furry and bright? And I think we might go white embossing again onto a little bit of black card. Ooh. Got a lot of powder going on there. ink that up. White embossing. Pop the lid on. You just grab a little bit of kitchen towel. Like that. Wipe off some of that powder in the background. Let's trim him down. I think we'll get a little bit of red glimmer paper to tuck behind there as well. I'm going to pop that onto there with some glue dots, I think. Extra sticky glue dots sticking to me. Add that on there. Right, let's build this up. I'm going to put a few little glue dots on the back of here. Stick this to Glimmer card. Glimmer card isn't always the easiest thing to stick to. I'm just going to add some glue dots on the back of here. And we'll have one in the middle for good measure. And we will use those to attach that there. And liquid adhesive to stick our stamped white mat. Let's add in our glimmery dotty background. Let's have a glue dot for our bow. going to put him up on a couple of dimensionals, I think. I might use my black dimensionals. These are great against the darker cardstock, or indeed if you're sticking darker cardstock. Come in 2 sizes in a pack. Get some small, some larger ones. You up there. Where are we going to have? We're going to stand him on that greeting. I'm going to have it coming across the bottom of his paws a little bit. That might be quite cute. Won't put any dimensionals at the top, just at the bottom, so that when we overlapped the already raised up he's very glimmery and glitzy, isn't he? What a festive yeah, thank you, Julie. What a festive little puppy. So I just love this little glimmer paper. It really does add a bit of sparkle and shine. So he's quite nice, and it's nice to have a Scotty dog that's white rather than black. And you can see where, I don't know if you can catch where he's embossed. It does give him a little bit of texture as well. So there's one little card made using some festive red and white glimmer paper. Now the other thing that I've got, move some of these bits to one side. Hope we don't need the Versamark, just knock that down the back. The other thing I've got is the seasonal labels dies set and the Christmas to Remember stamp set. Now what I want to do here is I want to do some holly leaves. And where is that piece of window sheet? The thing about window sheet, once you put it down, can you ever find it again? Right, I'm going to cut some of these holly leaves in this window sheet, and I'm also going to cut some of the white glimmer paper in with the holly leaves. Somewhere I've got a bit here that has been started that we used for some snowy background and clouds. So I'm going to die cut some of this and some of this with the holly leaves die, and I'm going to want to cut some red berries with this little die. So let me do that. This dots and spots die, if you haven't got it, is a fabulous little addition to your collection. You can make dotty backgrounds of all sorts. Start doing some glimmer paper first. I think I'm going to cut. I'll bring this over here. I'm going to cut 3 lots, I think, of each. Move my whirly bits out of the way. There is a blog post that is scheduled to come out quite soon, featuring some different ideas for using that dots and spots die. So a good reason to sign up to have my blog posts an email telling you about when blog posts go live if you are interested in different ways of using that die. Some more berries, more leaves. We'll have one more lot of berries and leaves out of Glimmer paper. Put the Glimmer paper bits to one side. Somewhere I've got a bit of window sheet. Oh, that's a good crunch, isn't it? See if that's cut through there. So yes, I've got some, I don't know if you can even see, there's some window sheet holly leaves there. Let's again do that. 3 lots of those. Oh, what a delicious sound. And last but not least, is it going to be as noisy? Yes, it is. As she got what would be quite a good holly leaf stencil left there. Right, I'm going to bring in these window sheet holly leaves and the dark shaded spruce stamping blend. And I'm going to colour them green. I'm using the brush end. Just to colour this bit of window sheet. So of course these are solvent based alcohol markers, so they will colour your acetate. Obviously if you try to use something like your stamping white markers, they wouldn't, because they are water based inks. They would just rub straight off again. You can try, and you could use your stamping white markers and colour your glitter card directly, but of course it is quite rough, so you do need to be quite careful so as not to ruin your nibs. We have coloured acetate instead, But when we stick that on top, we are going to get a hint of the glimmer underneath. Ooh, wrong way round. The other thing is you get almost quite a marbly effect with the markers. So it's not necessarily a solid colour, it's quite a marbly sort of colour you get with it. It's that one, I think. Let's try turning it round. That one. And that one. There, we've got some shiny yet glimmery leaves and some shimmery holly berries. Rather fun, aren't they? Did grab some of the painted Christmas papers. Let's ask ourselves a piece of this. Need to go 10 by 14.4. We'll have a white card base. Just under 14.9 by and scored at 10.5. Let me grab I'm going to cut this frame. I don't know that that's, oh yes it might, just about. I'm going to cut that frame out of white glimmer card. Let's have a glimmery frame. Framing glimmer card. Now I think we need an inside to that frame. Just wondering what colour. Really want to go with a dark green. I don't even know if I've got a bit in here that would cut that way. Don't want to go dark green. Don't think I want to go that one. Let's try this one. So I'm going to use my frame die again to cut this, because then that will give me the inner portion that will fit beautifully in there. So just using up an ornamented card. And we'll have our holly on there. Just very roughly putting it on at the minute. And we'll have this one coming down here somewhere. And then I think we'll have a Christmas greeting coming across the middle there somewhere. So let's have a look in our we've got a Merry Christmas, we've got a 'Tis the Season, Magic is in the Air, Season's Greetings. Let's just have a Merry Christmas coming across there. I'll do that in Evening Evergreen. Find ourselves a bit of white. I think that will be big enough for the job in hand. Trim that up with my scissors. It's not very straight. Let's see if we can straighten it up a little bit. Twiddle, twiddle, fiddle, fiddle. And here. Do those ends, and then let's bring this in. About like that. Yeah, I think that's quite good. I'm going to actually banner end these, so let's come in and snip, snip. Come into the center, from that corner in, and that corner in. Now, do we want that to be a bit of red under there as well? I think we will. Just a little slither of red showing, not a big border, but just a little border. So again, let's come in with our glue dots and put some glue dots on the back of here. Oh, it's stuck to the sheet and whisked off. And let's just have a little border just there. Stick that on, and we'll do a similar border this side. And then let's do the ends. Nice. Okay. Let's put these in place then. So what I'm going to do with these is, again, I'm going to take good old glue dots. Just put a glue dot on one end, the end that's going to be sitting underneath the holly berries. So actually, with the marbly effect of the colour anyway, it's not too obvious. But obviously window sheets, the thing about window sheets is, like vellum, is how you attach it so it doesn't show. But that will be enough to hold it in place on the top there. Line it up and squeeze it down. Next, and I don't know that whether you on camera can pick up the shimmer that's going on behind there, but you do get a bit of a glimmer behind the window sheet. And that means, of course, you can tie your glimmer paper in with any project. You can colour it what colour you like, your acetate, your window sheet. And it makes this glimmer paper very versatile, and it also just gives it, I think that needs to be the other way around, it also just gives it a slightly different texture as well. You need to be that way, it's better. Another sort of a glassier look. Something else a bit different going on your card. That in there. Right. And I come in and stick this down. Then we'll come in did some glue on our frame. Let's add in some glue on our insert. to our frame. And let's build up some of these holly leaves, and I think we'll add some mini dimensionals to the back of here. So with our glue dot facing inwards, so that one, and then one of the small ones. Let's add some dimensionals to our holly leaves. And cover up those glue dots. I'm actually going to put this banner piece in next, and then I can tuck the rest of the holly underneath. And I've decided where I want it to go. Just going to lay it down gently, so if I do need to lift it up a bit, I can do. We have this one here. And this one. Like that. We actually just wiggle these ones over a smidge so they're slightly more central on the top. Yeah, I think something like that. Let's have that one there. One in there. And I'm actually just going to put some glue dots on the back of this, rather than dimensionals. We'll have those. How would we like them? Let's turn them around and have them that way. And then last but not least, a couple of dimensionals on here. Let's lose our dimensional backing there. Then let's have those holly berries coming up on the top, shall we? So again, we'll put a couple of glue dots on. And one on there for luck. And we'll have those coming across the top. So, as well as our shimmery window sheets with that sort of marbly effect, we've got the glitter underneath it, got our glittery berries, got our glittery frame. And that's a nice little use of all that gorgeous real red and white glitter paper. Our other little cardigan. Here he is. So 2 Christmas cards using 2 different sets. One is our cute little, he's a white, sort of more of a white Highland Terrier, this one, with his sparkly bow and sparkly background. And then we've got this one with our holly berries and our holly leaves. Again, using that glimmer card, using that glimmer paper. So well worth checking out and adding, if you haven't already, to your wish list. And the really lovely thing about our glimmer paper is it doesn't shed glimmer. It actually feels quite soft to the touch. It's not really coarse, and you don't get glitter everywhere. So it is a really good addition to your Christmas craft supplies. So thank you for joining me today. Hopefully there will be some videos going out over the next couple of weeks. I'm intending to get some recorded and scheduled to go out at usual time slots, all being well. I won't be here live, although it will hopefully appear as if I am, but I will be around somewhere with my feet up and a cup of tea, answering any comments and things. I'll still pop in and answer any comments. So have a lovely week. I will be back. I'll be back live in a couple of weeks' time, but hopefully there'll be videos going out in the meantime. So take care, happy crafting everybody, and be back with you very soon.